This is The Beard with another You Know Me podcast, a Golden Owls podcast. Buddha, how was your weekend? I mean, week, I should say. It's
The
week.
week?
Yeah.
It's been a busy week. It's been
Yeah.
a good week. But I'll tell you, Saturdays, we sleep in a little bit. You wake up. First thing I'm thinking about is lunch.
Oh, I love lunch. And that reminds me, our first podcast, we talked to Vinay, and he talked about healthy eating. And some people ask, is there a good place to have healthy eating in Brunswick? And there is. And we're actually here today. So we're at Rap Happy. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Davon Hill Jr., the new owner of Rap Happy. Been 5 months now since we acquired the amazing community staple Rap Happy down in Brunswick, Georgia. I am native to this area, grew up in Darien, Georgia, so right across the bridge. Went to college in Augusta, did my corporate tour, but of course entrepreneurship was always at my core. So after a few failed projects and endeavors, Rap Happy came about, and I fell in love with it, and that's why we're all here today.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. I've been to Rap Happy, eaten at Rap Happy since they were, was it on L Street or I Street?
L Street,
L
yeah,
Street,
L
yeah.
Street.
I remember when they first opened up, and I was just hooked, and I'm very happy that you decided to continue on with Rap Happy, because this is a staple in the community, especially for healthy eating.
Definitely. And I actually missed the start of Rap Happy. I graduated high school in 2016, and they opened up in 2017.
Yeah.
So I missed all the hype. And when I came back home, I'm like, Rap Happy? Like, I remember when this thing was just like, small shack downtown, and now we've got a bunch of reviews on Google and Yelp and a bunch of fans. Like, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was really interesting to kind of see the growth, even through COVID.
Yeah.
They were still around and still here. And
Yeah, I remember during COVID, I think it was ordering online only and pick up. And you guys actually, speaking about Darien, you actually, do you still sell wraps up in Darien at that little store up there?
Yep. Every week, the local exchange comes in and picks up an order. That crew there is amazing. And they have the cutest display. I go over there and visit sometimes. And just the energy, she says people call up there and see if there's still wraps and pasta left. So they started adding banana pudding to the arsenal, and it's been doing well. So yeah, it feels good to be vending and selling stuff in my hometown.
Yeah, because you're outreaching now too. Because
Right.
if people can't get down here, at least they can go up there. Now, do they have it on display, or do they sell it all week, or is there certain days?
Yeah, all week. Yeah, we have really good hold times on our food. So, and we've been to a couple other people, Gulfstream in Savannah and Brunswick as well. And so as soon as you walk in right by the front counter, you'll see the Rap Happy sign. You see our pastas, yogurts, and stuff set up. Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's excellent. So tell us more about you.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to the community, because there's still a lot of people that don't know about Rap Happy.
Sure.
We've kind of got a little bit of a good following, but
Yeah.
let's make it bigger. Tell us about you. Where did you go to school? What did you study?
Yeah.
What's your history, and how did you end up here?
Okay. So I can say that I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, for sure. So it started with my grandparents. From back in the day, they were doing Amway, different business ventures. My grandpa was a self-taught contractor after his military service in Vietnam. And my grandmother on my dad's side, she has a catering business named after, I'm so lucky, her two oldest grandchildren, myself, Davin, and my cousin Jalen, called Davelin's Catering. So my grandma's been huge into community catering, weddings and different reunions and parties. So my dad started working at Sea Island when I was a kid. And he started a catering business parallel to his position there with the Exclusive Resorts. And just growing up, I was working weddings, passing out rolls at 8 and 9 with my grandma. And then my dad, as he grew, we catered Low Country Boils. And so as he was growing, I got more responsibility, got more immersed in it, and I just fell in love with business. I really just fell in love with the giving people an experience and seeing people try new things. So I ended up going to school to study sociology. But it's funny because I went in pre-med. My mom's a nurse. So I thought like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a doctor for sure. I'm going to be first doctor in the family. Super excited about that. Did the whole pre-med track in high school. Yeah, I was set. But took one sociology class and found out all of the things that I was oblivious to growing up in a small town. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So from the first day, I switched my major to sociology and didn't look back. But I have to say, though, like, you know, I didn't feel like I needed a business degree because I grew up around it. But understanding people, how they move, the groups of people, and like what they face at home and in their real lives versus just, you know, in their work life, or if they're a customer of yours or whatnot, just understanding the real breadth of people. Right. Outside of my own experience. That has been super helpful and served me along this journey. So.
That is, I'll tell you, as a former restaurant owner, you're dealing with people at all kinds of levels. Right. And so, yeah, having a sociology degree is probably beneficial, and you have a leg up because some of these people who come in starting their own business don't really understand people so much. But you can actually kind of connect with them a little bit more.
Sure.
And really kind of, when you're advertising or meeting new people, you can really connect. And that's what people want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's all about the experience with the customer, you know, and walking in, and because every time I come in, you have that smile on your face. It's so welcoming, and even when I'm waiting for the food, everybody that comes in, you welcome them with that smile, and you say hello, and you talk to them, and that's an experience all on its own. Not only is the food amazing, but it's also that experience walking in and having that person behind the counter giving you that smile, asking you how your day is, giving you that handshake. That's also leaves an impression on people.
Awesome. Definitely. Awesome. So how did you and Rap Happy become one?
Right. That's a great question. So I mean, when I tell you, I'm a spiritual person, and I can just only attribute it to God and timing. So right before I quit my corporate job, I was working at UPS Capital up in Sandy Springs doing cargo insurance sales. And I was like, you know what? Like, I need a change. I'm not going to really be able to get to where I want to go. You know, I was living in Augusta, driving to UPS, and it was just a lot. 3 hours back and forth. It was just too much. Yeah. So, but at the same time, my cousins down in Ocala started a farm. They started a garlic farm. So we started growing red and Chilean garlic on a 5-acre farm. And so he called me. It was like, you know, we want you to come in and kind of run the administrative part of the business for us. We want you to set up the sales channels and your marketing and all of that stuff. Help us with our investor day. We're trying to get some funding to grow this thing. So I was all in on the farm. We investors deck, business plan, everything, logo. And, you know, last summer, I don't know if y'all recall if you were down here, but it was super hot last summer.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, super hot. And don't quote me on the numbers, but I believe it's either 68 or 78% of all farmers in Florida and Georgia, like, had a really bad harvest.
Wow.
You know, I don't want to say lost all, but it was like 78% of most harvests were gone. And we were definitely one of them. And being new, we were doing all the labor ourselves, tillaging and planting, and it was a lot. So 2 weeks after, like, I quit my job, and then 2 weeks after that is when my dad called me and said, hey, Rap Happy is actually for sale. And at the time, my parents, my dad and my stepmom had just opened up a gym. I don't know if you guys heard of Uphill Fitness in Brunswick, Georgia.
No, you're going to have to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I definitely will. So they had just started the gym, and my dad said he's kind of cold on the restaurant. He was like, you know, sometimes kind of spread thin, property management, catering, the gym. It's a lot going on. And so I'm like, you know what? Well, let me talk to the owner. Let's set up a call, and I love to talk to him and just kind of understand. I want to understand more about Rap Happy.
Right.
Because like I said, I was going during the whole growth of it, so I really kind of missed it. But I came and had the food a couple of times, and of course it was delicious. The salmon and grits just blew my mind. And my dad, is pescatarian, so he would come get it every morning for breakfast, or he would do the wrap or the salmon and grits. So I'm like, okay, cool. Talked to the Beasley family, talked to Mr. Beasley in particular, and oh my God, he was just telling me about how it started and kind of why he did it, and I just identified with a lot of those things. Mm-hmm. And after that conversation, I'm like, yeah, like I got to do whatever I need to do to find the funding for this. At this time, I like completely was completely starting over. It was a long story. We'll get into another episode probably. But so from there, it was just about finding the funding, right? So again, timing and opportunity. Somebody came to us. Somebody asked, like, hey, what do y'all have going on? And my dad mentioned, hey, my son's interested in buying this restaurant. Guy came over, tasted the food. He's like, well, perfect. So started working on the plan. And yeah, they liked the deal. They liked the terms. And we're here now. And, got a great backing behind us, great team, board. Like, everybody's excited. They don't want me to be stressed. They believe in me. They believe in the vision that I brought. The first call we had with with the board, I'm like, hey, I want to be in every college campus, every airport, and every hospital campus in America.
Wow.
I think healthy food that tastes good, more importantly, needs to be everywhere.
Yes. And I totally agree, because I remember before Rap Happy opened up, I was actually thinking to myself, because I'm a type 1 diabetic, so, but I'm also a foodie. So it's a double-edged sword for me, right? Because I gotta, I know I could eat whatever I want, and but I do want to eat healthy, but I want to enjoy the food at the same time.
Sure.
And I actually was like, before, or when Rap Happy was opening up, or right before, I was like, man, I wish there was a rap place here, because being visiting New York or visiting other places, there's always that healthy restaurant option.
Yeah.
And then when Rap Happy opened up, I mean, I was so thrilled that there's finally a place in Brunswick where you can get excellent food and eat healthy at the same time, and not feel like crap after eating that food.
Right. Wow.
So when you took over Rap Happy, you did keep a lot of the same recipes, correct?
Yep. So same recipes, same good tasting food that you're used to. And that was really important to me, was to keep the authenticity there. I didn't want to come in like, oh, I started this business, I created. No, like, I attribute a lot to the Beasleys and give them a lot of, just thanks and recognition for what they kept together through the years, and, just how they, kept the consistency there to where people are being, like, I look at some of these customer profile histories, I'm talking about 1,000 orders. Like, I see 395 orders all the time. Like, people have been coming since like 2017, 2018. I'm like, wow, like, this place really means a lot to a lot of people.
It does. It does. Yeah. And like, in a way, I feel bad because COVID completely, and I hate to talk about that time period, because it's like it feels like a lost time.
It does.
Right?
It's
like a black hole.
Like a black hole, right?
I graduated college that year, and I didn't actually get to graduate because it was COVID, so they shut down everything, and so a lot of hard time for a lot of a lot of folks.
My 50th birthday was right in the middle of COVID, so it was
50, man. You look great for 50.
Thanks.
What's the secret?
Rap Happy? No.
Rap Happy, yeah. But so there was no big 50th birthday party. It was just Shannon and I in the house.
Wow, man. Yeah. Well, we'll have to throw you a 50.
So, but because then with COVID, I had, because I know you you were not part of the beginning, but she moved, the Baisleys moved it to this location,
right.
And for me it was perfect because I work at Fletsy,
right.
So that's my other real job, but anyway, so I work at Fletsy, so this was perfect. So my lunch, I would just come here, and I would be here almost before COVID. I was here like almost 4 times out of the week, because I enjoyed the kickin' chicken is like my favorite. Just the turkey wrap and all the other good stuff. So I was here all the time, and then COVID happened, and they put us all on telework, and I was just telling Frank, like, I live all the way down on the south side, so it's like, I forgot how long it takes to get from one side to the other. But now I'm back in the office, so that's why I'm coming back more and more. But I mean, I just enjoy the food here. So what goes into making a nice healthy wrap?
Wow, that's a great question. And it's funny because I'm so new, I'm so green to the restaurant space. I think the most I've ever worked in a restaurant was like 3 months in college, I was serving at this place in Augusta called Edgar's Grill. But of course, serving is like not managing or running a whole business. It's completely different. So what goes into making a good, healthy wrap? Well, first, I think, you got to have folks that care. That is what I think is the key. Like having folks that care. And I have to say my team, they keep me accountable. They definitely keep me sharp and thinking like, okay, well, what's next? Like, how can we get better? How can we make sure we're staying true to the brand and what our customer base is used to? So you mentioned the kicking chicken.
Yeah.
Right. So it goes into our secret marinade that is marinated. We like to do it overnight. And then from there, it goes to prepping it perfectly so that chicken is still nice, juicy. We don't fry anything. We don't use any heavy oils or anything like that. We don't even add like a lot of salt or butter. There's no butter in this restaurant at all.
Wow.
So, and a lot of folks are confused. Like, how do you get to taste so good without these extra salt? And it's like, that's where you use the fresh ingredient. That is what makes the wrap. We cut peppers, onions, and all that stuff fresh every day.
Yeah.
Literally multiple times a day, to where it's like, how can we get this thing a little bit more efficient? Because it's like, oh, we're out of peppers again. But everybody loves adding fresh peppers to all that. They love adding grilled onions to it and the sauteed spinach and stuff like that. So, having fresh ingredients available and ready for customers is what, that goes into having a clean, healthy wrap there. Yeah.
Agreed. So, and I can tell from experience, I've been in other restaurants in the back of the house, and they've put their vegetables, their produce in the freezer to make it last longer. And that's the first thing I say is you got to stop that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do. Doesn't matter if it's a wrap or pizza or whatever.
Right.
Vegetables are mostly water.
Sure.
Water is the only element or compound or whatever that expands when it freezes.
Ice. Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
So it expands. You put your water bottle in the freezer, and all of a sudden the pop is topped up,
Yeah.
broken off, and it's all blown up. Water expands is the only element that, or whatever it is, molecule, that's what it is, that expands when it freezes. So if you have something that's mostly water, and you put it in the freezer, that water expands, and it breaks and destroys the cellular structure of the vegetable. Wow. And that's why it's all soggy when it's thawed out.
Yeah,
and it's gross, and it does not look appetizing, and it's not fresh.
Right.
They think, well, it's still fresh, it's frozen. But no, you just totally destroyed the darn thing. Yeah. So there are places, there's our vendors that I used to use that would deliver produce every single day for me.
Right.
And I could call them at 4:00 in the morning. Doesn't matter if it was just a quarter pound of fresh basil, it would be there. There's no minimum. And so it's like, I let them be my warehouse.
Sure.
And I never had to freeze anything, and we hardly ever had to throw out any rotten fruit or produce, because one good thing about I had was a background in manufacturing, so I had very good inventory management knowledge.
Gotcha.
There's things called turns, inventory turns.
Yep.
Your consumption rate, how much are you using of this produce as opposed to that produce. You get a feel for it, and you can order that way and always keep a fresh thing on. It's very important that people don't know that, and that's a big challenge for restaurant owners.
Sure.
Is how much inventory, which is the food.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. By the way, I'm having this bow tie Italian pasta salad and I gotta tell you,
it is.
The pasta is perfect.
Thank you.
The Italian dressing you're using is great.
Good.
And the tomatoes and the cucumber are spot on, man.
It's good fresh. You still taste the freshness in the body of the actual vegetable, right?
Yeah.
It's not just
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I know, because I've had it a few times, and I rave to my wife. I'm like, the pasta salad from Wrap Happy's freaking amazing. I'm like, and it lingers,
Sure.
like in the back of your it's weird. Like in the back of your mind, you're like, man, that pasta salad was phenomenal. And like tomorrow you're gonna be craving that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be torture because I work in Savannah. And I can't get down.
Man. Oh man.
Maybe we'll have to do a catering event at my job at some point.
Seriously, call me.
So you're 5 months in.
Yep.
What has been the best thing about owning Rap Happy at this point?
I have the greatest excuse in the world to talk to everybody that I walk past and come across. I have to say that is the thing I appreciate the most about owning a business, and just this business in particular, and in this town in particular, because, I love engagement. I love learning about people. I love talking to folks. It's not to just sell you and come to my restaurant. It's more so like, I know we're offering an experience here.
right.
And it's more so about, I want you to, come to a place where you're going to be appreciated, valued, and loved. Like you said, I love on everybody that walks through the door. I don't care where you come from. If you're visiting, if you're the owner of a competitor, I don't care. You're my friend, you're my person, you're my, my homie when you walk through the door.
Yeah.
And I want you to feel good. I want you to leave out of here rap happy.
So, on the flip side, what has been your biggest challenge so far?
Trying to understand how to drink from a fire hydrant.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest challenge. But no, seriously, biggest challenge is probably just time management and balance, right? Trying to find that balance. And I'm doing better now. When I first acquired a restaurant, I was here 7 days a week from open to like almost till we opened up the next morning. I'd be here till we were starting shift at 5 a.m. I would get here at 5, stay until 11. Stay until 11, just trying to figure out, everything from who's the best person to vend from, or how much I'm spending on my packaging and labor and time and division. Where do we want to take this thing next? And I always approach everything the same. I put myself on a 30, 60, 90-day plan, but I realized that that's not really that doesn't really work when you're the owner. It's one thing when you're on a role that's defined already and you're learning how to do a job that's been created.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But when you are the creator,
exactly, and
it starts and ends with me and my consistency and care. Like, I'm like, okay, well, let me expand this thing a little bit. I don't think 90 days is going to be enough. So let me give myself about a year, right? Try to, plan out a year and see if I'm hitting certain checkpoints and milestones and markers. So yeah, finding that balance and has been the biggest thing. Yeah.
Did you mentioned vendors. When you started out, did you get just flooded with people coming in trying to sell you stuff?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of different conversations, and I'm gonna take every conversation because I want to see. And having a sales background myself, if you're a good salesperson, I want to listen. If you're asking the right questions, I want to see what you have to offer. And great relationships have come out of those. I gotta say, I have to be honest. Like, I can name drop vendors here, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. U.S. Foods and Cisco. It started with U.S. Foods. Still have a great relationship with them, but I'm using Cisco primarily right now. And my sales rep, she comes probably like twice a week. Just really engaged, and she's always on top of stuff. So I'm grateful, to not have that brush off mentality, and I'm still learning too. And a lot of these folks have experience that I don't have.
Exactly, yeah, they do, because they've dealt with other restaurants and things like that.
Exactly. So I'm picking your brain more so. You're thinking you're about to get some cases in here, but I'm really using this as a consultant session. Right?
Oh yeah, and I think the U.S. Foods and Cisco are developed their sales people to be kind of a consultants.
Sure.
Too, because I've dealt with them myself in my past life. And it's helpful, but it's one of your vendor relationships are some of the most important relationships other than your customers.
Sure.
I mean, you need your customers or you don't need your vendor.
Yeah.
But there's always going to come a time where you get to call that vendor and say, "Yeah, I really need a big favor."
Yeah, all the time.
And so if you keep those lines of communication open and free, and you can get a lot lot of stuff done.
They look out for you.
Yeah,
they look out for you.
That's
You
awesome.
know, hey, something was missing off the truck, and next thing I know, they're walking in with a box, or they sit down and do side by side orders. Let's compare this cost. I'm asking, can we get the price better on this and that, and they do it. You know, every time, and they're passionate about it, and more importantly, I think everybody that's been kind of getting to know me over these past 5 months is just invested in our success, and success of the team and them growing, success in the brand, and the rest of everything. You know, they're like, we just want to see you successful. You know, there a lot of times after we get to talking, they're like, well, you know, I'm gonna come by. I don't care if you never order anything from me. I just want to keep something going.
Right?
Yeah.
The relationship open just in case.
It's always there's that opportunity somewhere down the line for that person.
Yeah.
Maybe as you grow and do something, so they'll always come around. I had that.
Yeah.
I had that. I'm like, yeah, no, we're still good.
Yeah.
But you know, it's good to have that, and they'd come in and I'd give them a free slice of pizza or something like that.
Right.
Just to kind of keep that
That relationship
going, just in case. And
right.
so this is my accountant side.
Yeah.
Because I'm an accountant by trade. How are you're talking about vendors? How's your costs?
Yeah.
Have they your food costs? Have they come down? Have they gone up?
Yeah. Food costs has definitely gone up.
Yeah.
It's going up since these past 5 months. And everything's just getting expensive, right? I'm buying eggs. I'm like, man, eggs went up $3 over the weekend. Like, you know, we're a breakfast spot and we do breakfast all day. So that's important to get good costs on eggs. But I got to say, just more importantly right now, from what I've heard from mentors and the folks that have the experience, they're like, well, right now, focus more on getting more revenue, getting more people, getting more traffic. Because I'm spending 5 hours trying to dissect my food cost, and that's 5 hours I could have been gaining sales.
Right.
And so another part, going back to balance, like how much time do I spend? Because I haven't been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have some type of attention deficit disorder. But
you're a restaurant owner.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So when I'm locked in on something, I'm just locked in. I'm super focused, hyper focused on it. And I can't, like, nothing, I hear nothing and I see nothing else except what I'm doing.
Right.
But I'm like, you know what? I really understand brand awareness, right? People have to know we're here. You know, the word of mouth has been the biggest advertiser for Rap Happy through the years. And so now we're putting a little bit of money behind, you know, our marketing and putting a little bit of different touches on. I don't know if you guys got to check out our Instagram or Facebook.
I have. And that was actually going to be one of my questions is like, how is the marketing? How is the foot traffic?
Sure.
Because you have your loyal followings.
Definitely.
But have you seen more traction with different newer customers, or should I say, coming in? Or do you find that it's been a little hard trying to get new customers in?
Right. Not a problem at all having new customers, and I'm just thankful for that. Super grateful and appreciative, because I get people all the time. If I'm working the front, they're like, hey, I don't know what it's called, but I want what you put on Facebook yesterday. I want what I saw on Instagram last week. And they'll put, hey, what's this?
Right.
I mean, I left the sauce out of a bag for our taco wrap. She was like, she pulled back up, hey, I didn't get the sauce for the wrap. And it technically doesn't come with the sauce, but in the video, I dipped it in the Chipotle ranch. And she was like, I'm like, of course, I'm so sorry I left your sauce out. But you know, our Google reviews, over 300 reviews, 4.8 stars, that speaks for itself.
Yes.
When I get travelers in here all the time that get off of 95, they're like, I'm like, what did you type in? Like, how did you find out about it? It's like, well, I was looking at your reviews and food looked good and everybody had great things to say. So new customers, people that are passing through, it's not hard at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's getting the new customers that are local to come back. Right. How do I, keep you engaged? Right. So been understanding discounts and LMOs, limited time offers, and different ways to get people excited about it week after week. Because like you said, the loyal followers, they know what they want. Yeah. They know what they but if you come in and try to steakhouse and it wasn't, it might not have been your favorite. Well, how can I get you back in to try to chicken? Right, how can I get you back in to leave with a pasta for your mom or your dad, your husband, your wife, whatever. Right.
Yeah, I know, like, because I saw that you started posting on Instagram, and I think you did the Greek Freak. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going in tomorrow. I'm getting that Greek Freak. So I
love the name too. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And so for me, that worked because
Right.
I saw you because it was you
Right.
talking about the Greek Freak, and
Good.
I was
Oh,
just
man.
like, I think it was like I saw it at like at night or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, man, now I'm hungry, right? And so, but it was on my mind
Right.
throughout the night, throughout
Perfect.
going to work, and I'm like, I'm coming in the next day, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
ordering the Greek Freak because it was just that engagement
Sure.
on there. Have you, so since being on social media
Mm-hmm.
now, because you're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, Snapchat. Okay, so you're on all the social media platforms.
all the platforms.
How's the engagements?
Yeah, we get a lot of views for sure to be, small restaurant. I feel good about that. I think we're averaging about 1,000 views, right at 1,000 views per video. And I mean, that's somewhat, like I got one right now, the Salmon and Grits video is upwards of like 27,000 views,
Wow.
which is crazy. Wow. But I'm like, oh, Shrimp and Grits, sorry. But people just love that. Like,
Yeah.
It's just blowing up. And engagement, I think, for me, I can do a better job of being more creative. Giving people stuff, polls and different ways to vote to get more interactive. Like, hey, leave a comment,
Right.
But I'm not a social media marksman by trade.
Yeah.
I'm not a big social media guy. I've never really been the one to post and give up. I'm not. So it's kind of new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm also just finding the passion to spend the time to edit the videos and, so I'm like, okay, let me start outsourcing some of this stuff.
It's all, once again, like you said, balance.
Right? But engagement, I mean, we get a lot of likes. We definitely get a lot of views. We get comments and people tagging other folks like, oh, hey. Then I get people that's like, oh, I created that rap. They used to do a rap battle back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so people are like, oh, I actually created the Greek Freak. I'm the one who created it.
Battle, that's great.
Yeah.
And you're bringing that back, right?
Dropping the bomb. We're bringing the rap battle back. Yeah, we're bringing the rap battle back. So
That's awesome.
more details are coming. You follow us on social media. Keep you in the loop on the rap battles.
Now, one big aspect of Rap Happy is your catering.
Sure.
So how's that going?
It's going amazing. Love it. We started off really strong. So got a partnership with Chase Bank down in Jacksonville. And they called us and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna, keep the food fresh for a whole hour on the road, but we'll figure it out.
Right.
So that was a really strong partnership start. Now we're the official post-game meal sponsor for Coastal Georgia men's basketball team,
Nice.
College of Coastal Georgia. So that's been great. And the guys come in all the time, and the coaches will come in and just start a tab for them. And it's just great. They take care of them, and I really am just, raving over these partnerships. We catered Goodwill's job fair yesterday, so we got to feed the employers there and some of the folks that were looking for jobs. And I mean, everything that we're doing catering wise seems to be involved around community. We work with Jack and Jill. We've worked with Uphill Fitness. We've worked with a lot of people that are doing great things.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Coastal Plains Night School for the high school kids. It's Brunswick High track team. I can go on and on, So yeah, I get a lot of fulfillment out of the catering, and it's good margins on catering as well.
Oh yes,
Great margins on catering.
there's very good margins on catering.
So that's been great, and I got something to show y'all. I know we don't, for those who are listening, you won't be able to see this quite yet, but I want to share something really, really near and dear with you guys. You guys can kind of scroll through that and check it out. So this is the new
packaging.
Oh
my!
Wow! We got
Wow!
some great packaging coming up for you folks.
Oh, look at that! I love the
logo.
look, the green and the red because that speaks freshness.
Right.
Like lettuce and tomato.
I'm glad y'all like it.
It stands out, and people will see it. And
Yeah.
You're walking across the parking lot with that, and someone over there is gonna see that box or that carrier, and like, okay, that looks good.
Yeah.
It's all about the eyes. It's got to look good. The food's got to look good.
Right.
And that, folks, we got to It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
Oh, good. I mean, thank y'all for that.
Yeah,
Thank
and
y'all.
I love the shirt that you're wearing. You're wearing a Rap Happy shirt,
Oh,
and
for
like I
sure.
mentioned, I was like, "Are you gonna start selling shirts?" Because I would definitely like sport a shirt like that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad you liked the logo. You know,
Yeah.
when we were, you know, rethinking that design, and I got to give a shout out to the Penthouse Creative, Eddie Smith, out of Savannah, great designer, great guy. I've known him for almost a decade now, and we're in the same frat, 06 to the good bros. He is so invested in this, and this is his first restaurant project.
Oh, cool.
But when I was like, you know, hey, Eddie, you know, I want to really stand out. I want to disrupt the restaurant game. And I mean detail. I want to interrupt the catering game for our cater, our cups. I want everything to be new, fresh, different, and the best. And he's like, okay, cool. So we've been working on this thing literally since acquisition. And everything I put out there, he's just on point.
Nice.
He's easy, makes easy adjustments and finds creative ways to kind of bring my ideas to life. And that's a product of his work right there that you guys just saw.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and visually, it's nice. It hits you, you know.
Right.
Yeah, like I mentioned, that green and the red. That's what it speaks like.
Right.
This is healthy. This is something that you want to.
That expands your brand.
Sure.
That's what it does. Instead of going to Sam's Club and getting those clear plastic shells.
Right.
Because I know.
Yeah, and that's what we're using now.
You know, when you have packaging like that for your and cups for your drinks and packaging for your food like that, that speaks to your brand, because that's a huge part of your brand. You look at the bigger chains like McDonald's and Burger King, stuff like that. You know what you got when you see that box, and you don't have to read Big Mac. You know it's Big Mac.
Right, it's
it's the same thing that we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like you see that box, you know that's from Rap Happy.
Right.
That green and red, that's Rap Happy.
Right.
And I don't know if you want to speak on this yet, but I know when I first met you and we started talking, you have bigger ambitions with Rap Happy, don't you?
Yeah. We definitely have a grand, ambitious, aggressive plan. You know, so I guess this is another problem, right? We are going to have a second location here pretty soon.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the next 12 to 18 months, you guys just please stay engaged and stay up with what's going on. And it's not because, you know, Brunswick's a bad place to be, or, you know, but it's like there's so much more opportunity out there. There's so many people. You know, I mean, I've got folks in Atlanta like, open up on the weekends, dude, because I'm going to be there with all 15 of my friends.
Wow.
Like, they're like, when are you going to do a pop-up shop here? So another announcement, we're going to be at the Rick Ross Car Show in Fayetteville on June 1st.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. We're also going to announce we're collaborating with another business, a barbecue business that's owned by one of my good friends and his family. So I'm excited about that, just kind of getting the awareness and the brand out there. But like you said, we do have big goals and big dreams. I think everybody deserves a healthy option.
Yes.
You know, that tastes good. So, I mean, I don't care if it's a Rap Happy Express, if it's a kiosk with cold and hot wraps, or, you know, you're at the grab and go section in different grocery stores. Like, I want everybody to be able to get their hands on something that they can trust.
Yes.
That was prepared with, you know, good intentions. So more to come on that. But,
I'm excited.
That sounds fantastic. I think it's a great way to. I mean, you're definitely off to a really good start.
Thank you.
Definitely. And
I feel like I'm behind.
No,
Thank y'all.
No. We talked about this off air. It's like going too big too fast.
Right.
Will sometimes cause a collapse.
Sure.
And but you don't want to take too long, because you don't want to miss when you can strike when the iron's hot, type of thing.
Right.
It's all about the timing.
Timing, huh?
And if you've got that, if you're in that mind frame, and 12 to 18 months is a perfect time frame for a second location, because you can really still continue to build up your local following, because that's what you really, really need to get that local following.
Local people, right? Yeah.
Now, your hours. What time is Rap Happy open to?
Rap Happy is open from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
You can place your orders in the morning at 6:45, and that's when we'll do our best to make sure it's ready right on time. Like I came in Thursday and I was on the grill. Board was full, man. I mean, orders with like 3 or 4 bulldog bowls and 4 buffalo chicken wrap. I mean, I was sweating immediately trying to balance it all. And of course, my lead chef is really on top of things. So I'm like, you know what? After we got through that rush, I'm like, you know what? You got it set up. Next time, I'm not gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna let you do your thing, and you just tell me where I need to fit in. And so yeah, you can come between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. If you come in at 2 p.m., you're still going to get food. So if you're rushing, don't turn around. Even if it's 2:01, the grill's still hot, I'm going to make sure you leave out with something, you know.
Now, are you looking at all to expand your hours?
We are. We're planning to expand the hours, especially as high season approaches us here quickly. Like, it's coming quick.
Yeah,
you know,
it's already
It's already here,
yeah.
So we do want to expand the hours. And we'll probably start with like some Saturday hours and Sunday hours. Funny, I don't know. Some folks might have been here during or tapped in during this time, but January we were staying open until 7 p.m. on Fridays. Met a lot of cool people. Met a lot of folks that you work with at Flexi.
Right.
A lot of the training. It's like, man, people been telling me about this place, but you close at 2 and I'm still in class at that time. Yeah. So, but we had to adjust because we just weren't doing enough traffic at that time. But it felt good to kind of understand. Okay, if I game plan and put these certain things in place, I'm pretty sure we can justify, keeping the doors open that late. But I know like Saturday brunch, Sunday brunch, salmon and grits, kicking chicken wrap or something like that, Greek freak, perfect stuff to take to the beach, or perfect stuff to, grab for your family that's visiting and they're hungry when they get in, like just anything. You want to just hang out. We always keep the lo-fi cafe music going, so it's a good place to just be. Look out for those weekend hours to come up first.
Yeah,
that'd be great for me.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say it's gonna be like good for you.
Yeah.
Like I know for like my wife, she works Monday through Friday.
Okay.
During the day, and I was gonna say, like you mentioned Flexi.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm an instructor at Flexi, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm a big proponent for local businesses, small businesses. So when I have a new class, new trainees, or people that are not from this area they're visiting, I tell them like, hey, you need to go eat here, and here.
Right.
And I would always love to mention Rap Happy, but it's like they can't.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know like you tried those expanded hours, but you're right. If you do it right and get the word out, then eventually you'll see.
Right.
The trainees at Flexi on Saturday, they're like, oh, where do you want to go? Well, they need to stay healthy, right?
Sure.
Because they're there. They have to keep a certain standard. They have to run a certain mile. They have to do a certain amount of push-ups. So they're looking for healthy options to eat that's outside of the Flexi cafeteria.
Right.
And this is one of them.
Yeah.
So sorry, Frank, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I think one of the best ways to kind of help build your local, because you need a solid foundation. And Brunswick is a great, mature community.
Definitely.
Not being like they're old, but
definitely
it's Brunswick's been around for a while and it's very well established. And you have people who've lived here for generations.
My family's one of those. Yeah.
And so you want to get that. And one of the best ways to do that is just getting out there. Maybe setting up a tent at First Friday.
Yeah.
One of the things I did, because when I had my restaurants, it was before Instagram and Facebook and all that.
We started taking notes.
I call it walk, talk, and sell. I'd find like a business park or something like that where we have doctors' offices and lawyers, and I'd have a stack of menus.
Good.
We had a couple of free slice coupons.
And
I just walk in and hand them my menu and give them coupons and tell them about, because this first restaurant, a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even know you were there.
Right, yeah.
And I'm sure you've heard the exact same thing.
Yeah,
It's like, well, I'm there, and here it is.
A lot of people say they're like, well, I thought y'all closed down.
Yeah.
Well, I know we didn't close down. We're still here.
Still making good food.
Still making good food. But you're right though. That makes a lot of sense.
You get, and since you're open for lunch, that's great because everyone's looking for lunch. And
Yeah.
when you tell them you can cater lunch, when they have those meetings,
Yep.
they're going to call you because you're going to bring them, that box of wraps
Right.
for their lunch that they want to cater at the office because they got some big meeting or something like that.
What in your experience, you said it was the pre-social media era. What was that like? Did you see the best returns kind of doing that? Them meeting you and handing them a coupon to me, you personally.
That was a really big return,
Good.
I made sure I numbered all my coupons.
Mm-hmm.
I made it so they're original and they couldn't be copied.
Ah.
But that I did see a big return. I got that. But the second part of it was I got in good with all the real estate agents.
Mm.
And the reason why I was in the pizza business. And folks, we all know pizza is a junk food, but everyone is a connoisseur of pizza.
Yeah, like there's literally no one on earth that doesn't like pizza.
Exactly. But here's a little known fact. When you first move into a house, what's your first dinner you're going to have? It's one of two things. It's pizza or Chinese food.
That's so true. Think about all the times I moved in college and stuff, and literally, yeah, it was pizza or Chinese.
Now,
Like literally nothing else.
if your first dinner is a pizza, that's 99% of the time that's the same pizza place you always go back to. So
Wow.
I developed these welcome to the neighborhood, have a free single topping pizza, and I'd have the real estate's name on the coupon that they can hand over to their clients when they close on a house. Because a lot of people, this was in Bluffton, South Carolina, and there's a lot of people moving in, so a lot of people were relying on real estate agents about where to go for this and who to call for that. And so here's this, and that was my biggest return. Wow. And you get the most return business because, one, the food didn't stink.
Yeah.
Right.
And so people would always come back to the
Right.
point where actually I had to have a second location on Hilton Head because of that
Good.
growth. There was a few Sundays that I had to unplug the phone at 6 o'clock because there was
Ringing off.
already an hour wait
Oh my
for your
God,
pizza.
man, that is great.
And they're standing there and no one complained.
Love to hear that.
So it's just getting out there and engaging
Sure.
is really the theme.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest things, is just because I didn't have Instagram and TikTok and
Right.
or
Right.
anything like that. But I did have the ability, and you have it too,
Mm.
and you can tell because I'm talking,
Yeah.
the gift of gab, and just get out there and just introduce yourself to all these
Right.
businesses and people, and you'll see a return.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh man, that feels good. I mentioned that I felt behind, and passing out coupons and meeting people is something that we just started doing. And I've got these $3 off coupons. So if you guys see me out in the community, I always have some on me. So if I don't talk to you first, make sure you talk to me.
Yeah, just find the guy with the Rap Happy shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Me and my girlfriend are always on wheels, and you might meet my mom and dad too, and my grandpa. He's a big guy with loud voice. If you hear him talking about Rap Happy, get a coupon. But can I mention some of the promotions we've got going on right now?
Absolutely.
Please,
Go
yes.
right ahead.
So right now you can get $3 off of your meal, your order that's $15 or more, and we have a catering promotion going on. You get $200 worth of Rap Happy for $150.
Nice.
$50 off your caterings that are $200 or more, and we're starting our delivery back up. So shout out to Marshland and all the Glenn County schools, Attila Marsh, J Make It, Glen. We've been delivering group orders. If you have a group order that's $50 or more, even if it's just yours, you and your family, $50 or more, we'll drive it to you for free.
Wow.
We'll deliver it to you fresh for free. So still amping up and meeting up, or put some meat into our staff and whatnot. So we'll be able to do a little bit more and more offers here soon. But right now, you can get Rap Happy at your front door.
That's awesome. And I love hearing all the different locations that are ordering your food. That's amazing.
That's great. That's amazing. It warms my heart to see that because it's local and you're local.
Right.
And this is my first time having anything from here.
Yeah.
And I'm still loving this pasta salad here.
I'm glad you like it. Do you eat banana pudding at all? You said no.
No, I don't eat.
No
I
sugar?
honestly, with all the cheesecakes I make,
Oh yeah, I got you. If you
I
want
really
to take
don't
that
get-
spoon and get one scoop, you might get it.
So, as we're finishing up here, let's actually we really haven't really talked much about the food. We've talked about the business, the community, but I really want to talk about the food because the food is the most important part, the most delicious part, right?
Yeah.
What brings people in here? What is your favorite food that you make and sell?
That is a tough one. I have to actually think about that because I love everything. I'm a foodie too. Like, just my dad started taking me fine dining when I was 13 years old, and that turned out to be a really bad habit. You already don't have money in college. When you spend it on 5-star dinners, then like, of course, you really don't have any money. Right. But man, I would have to say the Greek Freak lamb wrap with our house-made tzatziki.
Oh my gosh.
The onions and the cucumbers, the tomatoes, the feta cheese, the black olives, and that lamb is just so juicy.
Yes,
and
yeah, and I can vouch for that. I mean, and honestly, there's, I mean, that is one thing that Brunswick is lacking is a good Greek restaurant.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the Greek Freak is. And I'm from Long Island, from New York, so
awesome.
So I've eaten at, and you've probably also up from Boston, eaten at some very good Greek restaurants.
Oh
yeah, authentic.
And this is like literally like I feel like someone from Greece like flew over, like in your kitchen, like making this this Greek Freak. Like it is. I mean, it's perfection. I'm just
Thank you.
And going on the food, tell us. I mean, everything is made fresh, right?
Yep.
You're not buying pre-cooked chicken or pre-cooked lamb or anything like that. This is all made fresh here.
Yep.
Marinated here with your own secret recipes.
Yep. We
can't get better than that, folks.
Yeah, we make our. I mean, there's a lot of things we make in house. Our marinades, we make our own salmon. We do the chipotle ranch, the peppercorn ranch, and that thing. That's what you had on your turkey avocado.
Oh, okay.
The peppercorn ranch. If you've had
I did, yeah.
The Parmesan cheese and the peppercorn.
Yeah.
So a lot of favorites. I gotta say the salmon and grits too. The salmon and garlic cheddar grits is a huge one. Everybody loves that. The shrimp and grits we just brought back because shrimp are back in season, and I just didn't want to do the store-bought shrimp. They just farm shrimp don't taste the same.
No.
So I really waited and I have customers that called faithfully from when shrimp season ended to now. Hey, do you have shrimp and grits back yet? Hey, do you have shrimp and grits back yet? I mean, literally at least 5 phone calls a week. And so it got to the point where like when we get them in, I'll call you. So we've been getting folks ordering the shrimp and grits, and I'm just like, I'm thinking about expanding. How can I keep the sweet Georgia shrimp? Because you guys know there's a difference.
Yes.
You can taste the difference. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong, no knock against people who I get it, it's business, right? So, but that's just one thing I won't budge on because I grew up coastal. I'm a coastal beach boy. Like I'm not sacrificing certain things. I'll just take the hit. But yeah, the Greek Freak definitely takes you to Santorini. It is a vacation in your mouth for real. So we'll probably have a promotion after this episode drops. We'll have a promotion for the Greek Freak. So make sure you guys come in.
Wow,
and, that's nice. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. If you can like sneak a day off or whatever,
you have to sneak a day off and come down here.
Yeah, I mean it is something like I can't even describe. Like I'm just picturing it in my head, and I'm like, I want to eat it right now. It is, especially like you can't find a good gyro or gyro or whatever gyro, whatever, somebody like whatever you want to call it. You can't find a good one, and this is it equals a very good gyro, whatever you want to call it, from New York at a genuine Greek restaurant.
Right. That kind of segues, if you guys don't mind.
No.
But I know we're closing up, but I just kind of want to give people and you guys like some insight on our new direction. Food-wise, when you hear Rap Happy, you think raps, of course, but then you think of fun. And to me, vacationing and traveling is always fun.
Yeah. So
you said it feels like somebody from Greece is coming in and making that rap personally. That, and it's really the Greek Freak that drove the vision for it. Like, we plan on representing every region on our new menu. We want hibachi.
Wow.
We want some things that people aren't really used to, some down under recipes, some Australian type things. And
we're just dropping bombs.
Just want to, we've got a long way to go, but when we think of global expansion, we know that we have to, we're going to target our customer base, but we can offer a little bit of variety.
Yeah.
Right. And we just want to get really good. We want to get perfect at those things. And I feel like, you'll never come in and walk out with empty handed.
Right.
And then two, just it kind of represents me. I like to eat a variety. I'm like not a meal prep guy because I get bored so quick.
Right.
So, I love that Rap Happy coming in day one, like so many different things to try.
Yes.
But a lot of variation isn't feasible for growth. You gotta reduce it down. That's not, and doing breakfast all day too. That's a whole nother thing. But on the rap side, we really want to be a true rap brand. We want to really be the best in the business at raps. So we feel like representing different cultures, different continents, states even, like whatever. We want to make sure we have that to offer folks.
That's amazing.
That's great. I mean, people love that. People eat that stuff up. I mean, people want literally eat that stuff up.
No pun.
Like that variety. Like, oh, this is something that's,
right.
Like an Australian thing that they like to eat down there. I want to try that.
Yeah.
The Greek and we might have something like some kind of like paella kind of wrap,
sure.
like something from Spain.
Yeah. Ooh, I didn't think of that. Thank you. That's great. We'll probably name it after you because of that. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I could just picture
with the
it
Asian
out.
I can taste the paella.
Yeah.
Wow, the rice. Oh man.
Yeah.
Just saying. We're all foodies here. I mean,
awesome.
I love to cook. I love to try different things, do things from different countries myself.
Good.
But so we're going to expand our menu.
Right.
We're going to have new locations. We're going to develop a world brand.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Yeah, we're on the ground floor.
On the ground floor of this.
This is you don't know how honored I am. I'm just next 5, 6. I don't know what your timeline is years, but I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I am personally thankful that you decided to purchase Rap Happy and keep it open because to me it is a staple in the community. It is someplace once again to get that healthy option, which is I'm going to say it is kind of lacking in Brunswick. There's only a few places. I can't even name a few places. I know of you, Rap Happy, and I know on St. Simon there's the I'm going to probably say it wrong, the Salt Kitchen.
Sea Salt Kitchen.
Shout
out.
Yeah,
they're really good.
I know those you and them. They're two healthy options,
Sure.
and that's all I can think of.
Yeah, we're only like one of 4 places in town that offer turkey bacon, turkey sausage, different alternatives for breakfast.
Yeah, that stuff's really good. I do the turkey bacon a lot.
Yeah,
I'm totally happy with it.
Yeah.
And same thing with salads.
Sure.
The other day I wanted a salad, and I'm like going through my head like, oh yeah, Rap Happy has salad. So I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So it's eating healthy, enjoying what you eat. Having an amazing customer service experience, it all wraps happily.
Yeah. Wow, thank you. That's
fun.
Slam dunk, man. That was awesome. Appreciate that.
So one question we've asked a lot of our guests is, when you think of Brunswick as a whole, or maybe even just downtown Brunswick, what is something that is missing that would really be something that everyone would enjoy, like a restaurant? It could be anything.
It could be anything in Brunswick that's missing. Oh, that's a great question. I think personally, I like to be outside, but I like to have like structured activities outside, right? One thing that I think Brunswick probably needs, and downtown would be a great place. I don't know where it would go, but like a Top Golf, like a mini golf, Top Golf with hopefully our guy Matt at the axe throwing shop can get in there somewhere.
Oh, Jason,
excuse me.
Yeah, Matadox. But
Matadox. Sorry, yeah. Like maybe not a Top Golf, but just some activity like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, like Augusta had this really different concept on Top Golf. It was one level, but then they had a mini golf course and like a backyard theme, and that was pretty interesting. And you know, I think folks down here would enjoy it. The weather's nice, you know, especially during the springtime, and you have AC, but you can still be outside and you can have a few drinks and, you know,
enjoy.
Yeah, just kind of enjoy. So maybe something like that, but I have to think on it. I have to think on it a little bit more. Yeah.
I know it's we ask that question to everybody just to, you know, something that benefits your business, but also benefits, you know, Brunswick as a whole.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's to me, it's all about cooperation instead of competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
And I know you use Cisco and U.S. Foods and things like that. Are you able to get any of your produce locally, or have you looked into some of the local providers?
Yeah, have looked into some of the local providers, and you know, it's just really cost is kind of the biggest thing, and seasonality. But I do plan on just getting more immersed in that. You know, I think these projects have just been taking up most of my time, so I'm like, well, how can I get, you know, the freshest produce to people and get people what they want? But I definitely have plans to engage with the local farmers because eventually we want to get vertical anyway. So there's a lot to learn there, a lot to, you know, to just, and two, I'm thinking as we expand, like everywhere you go, you can be more invested in the community by working with local farmers, you know, and getting them contracts. If I'm doing business, and that means they're doing good business, right? And so that just keeps you more connected to the community, more involved, you know, more money to do more things for people outside, you know, of these walls. So I'll probably be calling you guys on some help with that, just to understand, you know, maybe who to talk to, how to get this conversation going, and how can Rap Happy benefit them. You know, we're working with our local shrimpers right now, so that's a good start.
That's really good start.
Feel really happy about those relationships. You might know Mr. Wayne Dickey. He works out at Fletzy. I think he's an instructor there too.
No, I might have seen him.
Yeah, but it's a great guy. So yeah, we really do want to kind of be more immersed with the things that locally align with our brand.
Wow, that's amazing. So once again, as we wrap up, no pun intended, your hours of operation and your location.
Yep. So we're 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. We're located at 5441 Altama Avenue in Brunswick, Georgia, right down the street from Target. So if you're shopping at Target during the day, come on by, put your order in online, raphappyonline.com, and we'll be happy to serve you with a smile. We do curbside. We do takeout, we do dine-in, so just come on and be a part of the family.
Please, if you have not tried Rap Happy, you have to come down here and get yourself something from Rap Happy. Everything is delicious. Everything is made fresh. I can't speak enough of how wonderful this place is and how wonderful you are.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us on here.
Yeah, thank you. And everyone who owns a business or runs an office and thinking about having a luncheon on a Friday, give Rap Happy a call. They'll come down and bring it to you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys for taking this time. I have so many questions for y'all. I don't know if we can put it on the episode, but I want to know how y'all met, how y'all started doing this, like what drives you. You guys are great.
Well, let's see what we got. We got about 10 minutes.
So I can ask some questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I want to know, how'd you guys meet? You know, where'd the podcast idea come from, and why highlight local business in Golden Island?
Okay, so you want me to start?
Yeah, you get started.
Okay, so me and Buddha, we actually are actors, and we met at the Island Players Theater on St. Simon's, doing a couple of shows. And then one of our shows, the latest show that we were on, we were backstage and we were just talking about ideas. And you actually brought up, Buddha brought up podcast. And then we started talking about it, and it seated in my mind. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I texted you and I said, do you want to do this podcast? And I just bought the equipment. I did some research.
Yeah.
We started watching some videos on how to do podcasts, and I just did it. I just went on, looking at best equipment, how to do it. And I just dropped the bomb and bought the stuff. And then here we are. And you want to talk about how we came up with the name?
Yeah. So the last show that Beard and I were in, it was called "A Little Murder Doesn't Hurt Anybody," and my wife Shannon was the director.
Oh wow! Okay.
And so when you audition, you have to fill out an audition form, and typical name, contact information. They want to know what you've done in the past.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, between Mike and I, we've done a lot of shows combined.
Sure.
And I really didn't feel like listing. So I just wrote on that section, "You know me," because she does. She's my wife. She knows what I've been in. And Mike thought that was funny. So he did the same thing. And of course, we turned in our sheets, and the producer is a good friend of ours too. And my wife were both kind of rolling their eyes like, "Oh, geez."
These guys.
Yeah. And that was the kind of running joke throughout the show. And then when we really kind of decided to really do this, and we met and we were kind of talking about what we should do for a name, and I had a couple of suggestions, but your wife Jen just said, "You know me."
I think Shannon actually mentioned it first.
I think Shannon mentioned it first, but then Jen kind of backed it up, and I'm like, yeah okay. Yeah. You know me.
Yeah, and then and as we were talking about what the directions that we were kind of thinking about, like what should we do the podcast on, and the one thing that we both had a passion for and agreed on was we wanted to highlight the local community.
Sure.
We feel that it's important that, because there's a lot of small businesses, even though Rap Happy's been around for a very long time, people still don't know it exists.
Right.
And we wanted to highlight small businesses. We wanted to highlight people, legends, just stuff that is going on in the community.
Right.
Especially small businesses, especially people that are, are running businesses or doing stuff in the community. So we felt that was important for us.
Yeah, we've seen how Brunswick has grown.
Sure.
Over the time, because when we got here 9 years ago, downtown Brunswick was whoa.
Yeah. Fox's Pizza.
And now it's and then the very first Friday there was maybe a couple hundred people, and now it's like 10,000 people. I mean, it's
huge,
grown.
It's huge.
And so I feel, and Mike feels the same way, is that we just need to highlight these things. And being a former local business owner, knowing how tough it is when you don't have some national brand, and you really rely on your customers and your local population to make a living.
Right.
We need to highlight these things, and so we want to just highlight businesses and people and personalities, musicians that are local.
Definitely.
Just really show the character of the area.
Right.
And have an impact, and hopefully drive some business your way, and drive some business to the wine shop, drive some business to Matadocs.
Yeah, Vinay, Hannah,
And just, say, we're all really cool people. These are really good businesses. And we live in an area that is becoming really awesome.
Yeah.
And we just want to help perpetuate the awesomeness that we have around here.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm a big proponent of small businesses. I love helping people out.
Sure.
Even though I don't have a lot of money to, I do the most that I can, by going and, ordering food or visiting or doing that. But this is another way to give back.
Definitely. So. You guys are spot on with it. Like, I feel like I've known y'all for years. It's just I feel so comfortable, and you guys are very inviting. You ask great questions, and even all your previous episodes, I can tell that people genuinely just enjoy your company. Like, I can sit here and talk to y'all for hours and hours.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like we when we first did our test. We didn't publish it. It was just a test. We went for 2 hours and didn't even know it. This thing ran out of battery. So yeah. So yeah, and that's hopefully we get to the point, because there's better equipment.
Sure.
And where we can get to the point where we can have longer podcasts without the worries of the battery dying or anything else.
It's just a great outlet. We have a lot of fun doing it. We both love meeting new people, and just being this is our way of being part of the community,
Yeah.
and
Right.
and kind of helping the community grow as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like we want the community to know you, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, you took over an established business,
Right.
And we want people to know you and what you do here, and to come in and enjoy the food that is here, and your
Yeah.
smile and your welcomeness and your customer service.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I thank y'all so. I mean, this is so valuable, and I feel like, you know, for folks who don't have the money or who can't visit during our hours or whatever the case may be, you know, we appreciate even mentioning us. We appreciate being a part of the conversation,
Yeah.
and this podcast is a part of history. I feel, you know, it's the first one we're doing. I'm sure, you know, it's a long journey ahead. So,
Yeah.
I feel privileged to start with you all.
Thank
know,
you.
You're
Thank
a
you.
customer. You're definitely, every time you walk in, I get, it's not just a beard, you know, that keeps me engaged. It's just your soft approach. You
I
know,
appreciate
you're a really
it.
good person.
Thank
and, thank you for the support, and thank you, Buddha. You know, it's great meeting you today. This thing is invaluable. I mean, I don't know. I'm just ear to ear, cheeky, all smiles, because, you know, I've always envisioned doing something like this, and being here, being on a podcast even is crazy. And we've had a couple offers that never really went anywhere. And he was like, "Well, what about Saturday at 11?" Like, well, heck yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was late 2 minutes because I was trying to make sure I had on the right outfit. Like, I was just making sure my hair was looking good. And
Yeah, we gotta somehow. We'll take a picture after this and
We'll
post
get a
it.
picture of you guys next to the
Yeah.
Rap Happy sign
Yeah.
over here.
Oh,
in the
perfect.
store.
That'd be great. Yeah,
And I really hope we can come back
that'd be awesome.
and at some point after your second location.
Yeah.
And this would be a great way to mark your progress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even, you know, eventually we're trying to expand and do live podcasts and stuff like
That'd be
that.
cool.
So,
yeah.
Maybe
You know.
we'll have our own podcast studio so you can come over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
You know.
I'm gonna be sending a lot of people you all's way. You know,
Please.
don't change, guys. Don't.
No.
Everything you're doing is perfect.
Thank
you know,
you.
it's so authentic. So thank y'all. Thank
If
y'all.
you,
Thank y'all.
if you have someone you think should be on the podcast, let us know. We'll
Yeah.
reach out.
We'll do.
People listening, and if you have someone or yourself, if you have your own small business and you want to be part of it, just drop us a line on our Instagram. You know me.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the link to the Spotify is in the bio. So
Yeah.
if you click on that, you can listen to all the episodes. So yeah, thank you so much, man.
Perfect. I'm just full of gratitude. I'm gonna say thank you 1,000 more times. Just thank y'all so much.
Thank you. So this is the Beard signing off.
And this is Buddha.
Oh, this is Davon with Rap Happy.
Yes. So once again, make sure you guys come down here, check out Rap Happy. You will not be disappointed. You'll have a smile on your face throughout the whole week and want to come back for more. So once again, thank you so much, sir.
And
Thanks a
y'all.
lot.
We appreciate it.